The digital age has ushered in a new era of threats, and among the most insidious is vishing. Vishing, short for voice phishing, is a cyber attack where fraudsters use phone calls to trick victims into revealing sensitive information. This could include financial data, login credentials, or access to personal accounts. Unlike traditional phishing attacks that rely on emails or malicious websites, vishing exploits the trust we often place in the spoken word. It preys on our natural inclination to be helpful and our fear of potential consequences, making it a potent tool in the hands of cybercriminals. Vishing attacks are increasing at an alarming rate, targeting individuals and businesses alike. The methods used by attackers are constantly evolving, becoming more sophisticated and harder to detect. With the rise of remote work and the increasing reliance on technology, vishing attacks have found fertile ground to flourish. The anonymity offered by phone calls makes it difficult to trace the perpetrators, adding another layer of complexity to this growing threat. The success of vishing attacks hinges on social engineering, the art of manipulating people into performing actions that benefit the attacker. By creating a sense of urgency, fear, or authority, vishers can pressure victims into making rash decisions. They often impersonate trusted entities like bank officials, IT support, or government agencies, further increasing their chances of success. The information gleaned from these attacks can be used for various malicious purposes, including identity theft, financial fraud, or gaining unauthorized access to corporate networks. The rise of vishing underscores the need for heightened awareness and vigilance in the digital age. Understanding the tactics employed by these attackers is crucial in protecting ourselves and our organizations from falling victim to their schemes. As technology continues to evolve, so too will the methods of cybercriminals. Staying informed and adopting proactive security measures is paramount in mitigating the risks posed by vishing and other forms of cyber attacks. Vishing attacks are often meticulously planned, employing a range of tactics to deceive and manipulate their victims. One common tactic is impersonation. Attackers may pose as representatives from banks, credit card companies, or government agencies, leveraging the trust associated with these institutions. They might claim there's an issue with your account, demanding immediate action to avoid negative consequences. This sense of urgency and fear is a powerful motivator, often leading victims to overlook red flags they might otherwise notice. Another tactic involves exploiting current events or widespread concerns. For instance, attackers might impersonate technical support, claiming a software update is required due to a recent security vulnerability. They might even spoof the caller ID to appear as if the call is coming from a legitimate source, further increasing their credibility. Once they gain the victim's trust, they'll often request remote access to their computer under the guise of resolving the issue. This is where remote access tools, or RATs, like AnyDesk, come into play. RATs allow attackers to control a victim's computer remotely, granting them access to sensitive data and the ability to install malware. Once installed, malware can be used to steal passwords, log keystrokes, or even gain complete control of the infected device. Attackers often employ social engineering techniques to convince victims to download and install these RATs, masking their malicious intent behind seemingly innocuous instructions. They might claim the software is needed for troubleshooting purposes or disguise it as a legitimate update. The use of sophisticated social engineering tactics, combined with the deployment of malicious software, makes vishing attacks a significant threat. Victims are often unaware of the risks involved until it's too late, highlighting the importance of education and awareness. Understanding the tactics employed by vishers and recognizing the red flags can help individuals and organizations avoid falling prey to these attacks. The consequences of falling victim to a vishing attack can be devastating, both financially and reputationally. To illustrate this, consider the case of a hospitality company targeted in August 2024. The attacker, impersonating IT support, contacted an employee over the phone, claiming their account had been compromised. Exploiting the employee's concern, the attacker managed to obtain their multi-factor authentication code, granting them unauthorized access to the company's network. Once inside, the attacker performed reconnaissance activities, mapping out the network and identifying valuable assets. They attempted lateral movement, trying to gain access to even more sensitive data and systems. Fortunately, the company had deployed advanced threat detection solutions that identified the unusual activity. The attack was contained before any significant damage could be done, highlighting the importance of investing in robust cybersecurity measures. This incident underscores the evolving nature of phishing attacks and their potential impact on businesses of all sizes. Attackers are constantly refining their tactics, leveraging social engineering and sophisticated tools to bypass security measures. The increasing reliance on remote work and the use of personal devices for professional purposes have further expanded the attack surface, making it more challenging for organizations to protect themselves. This case study serves as a stark reminder that no one is immune to the threat of phishing. From small businesses to large corporations, anyone can fall victim to these attacks. It emphasizes the need for a layered security approach that combines technology, processes, and people. Investing in employee training and awareness programs is crucial to equip individuals with the knowledge and skills needed to identify and avoid these threats. Combating the growing threat of phishing requires a multifaceted approach that combines technological safeguards with heightened awareness and vigilance. One crucial step is to be wary of unsolicited phone calls, especially those requesting sensitive information. Legitimate organizations will never ask for your passwords, PINs, or other personal details over the phone. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up and contact the organization directly using their official contact information. Implementing strong authentication measures is another essential step in preventing phishing attacks. Multi-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security by requiring users to provide multiple forms of identification before granting access. This makes it significantly harder for attackers to gain unauthorized access, even if they manage to obtain stolen credentials. Encourage the use of strong, unique passwords for all accounts and avoid reusing passwords across different platforms. Employee training is paramount in the fight against phishing. Educate your workforce about the tactics used by attackers, the red flags to watch out for, and the importance of reporting suspicious activity. Conduct regular security awareness training sessions that include simulated phishing attacks to test their knowledge and reinforce best practices. By fostering a culture of security awareness, you can empower your employees to become the first line of defense against these threats. Finally, stay informed about the latest phishing techniques and trends. Cybersecurity is an ever-evolving landscape, and attackers are constantly finding new ways to exploit vulnerabilities. By staying up to date on the latest threats, you can proactively adjust your security posture and implement necessary safeguards to mitigate risks. Remember, knowledge is power, and staying informed is the first step in protecting yourself and your organization from the dangers of phishing.